Okay, this is my bucket system. Obviously in the bathroom. It's winter, so not that it feels like winter, but I'm still keeping them indoors to optimize temperatures, um, if nothing else. And it was to keep them from freezing, but it doesn't seem to be doing that at the moment. Okay, so let's organize these a little better, actually. Here's what we got. Alright, bins number 1 and number 2 were the bins that I harvested a couple of days ago, using my bin light method. And then I just scraped until, see this top ridge here, I scraped until the compost was this high. And then I stopped, and then I put the large chunks that I hand removed to begin with back into the bucket. And then I put dry newspaper, wadded up dry newspaper, dumped a bucket. I'm talking about like a small, an ice cream bucket full of kitchen waste in there. Put some more dry newspaper over the top of that, and then filled the rest of it with horse manure. Beautiful, huh? Yeah, and that, by the way, that's what the horse manure looks like to begin with. And I don't know if I got. Oh yeah, this is finished, isn't it? No, that's not finished. Um, sorry, let's try this. All right, and then this is what it looks like after it's been through the vermicompost system. Not sure how well you can see that, but it's very different. It's more crumbly, it's airier, it's got more texture. And this is the same moisture level pretty much, by the way. And then this is just a mess, muddy, sticky, clayey conglomerate. And so you can definitely tell that there's a big difference between horse manure compost, because that's what that is, and vermicompost. Alright, so we go from number 1 and number 2. Fill them back up with material. Number 7 here. Yeah, where I was just digging in. This is what was removed from these 2 buckets here. Got 20 pounds worth. Thought I'd get more than that, but I guess that's about right. Half of each one of these holds about 20 pounds, but weight, volume. Um, you also got to take into account the volume of the bedding material that was removed, which pretty much filled up one of these bins when they're fluffy anyway. Alright, so number 3 and number 4 here have been going for, oh, I got a date here somewhere, the 17th. Oh, yeah, they're about ready to harvest, I guess, huh? Oh, got a fly. Oh my, what is that? I don't think it's a fly either. What is that sucker? Ah, it touched me. Anyway, those things have been in and out of here actually. They get trapped in here somehow. I don't know how it's getting in because, it's covered with weed barrier cloth and the holes are covered up down here. Let's have a heck of a time squeezing in. Unless it's just pupae. There goes another one. Alright, I'm going to take a picture of these things and see if anyone's going to tell me what they are. Oh, yeah, I noticed earlier that it looks like a lightning bug, but without the lightning part. Or some sort of, it must be coming in on the manure. The only thing I can figure. Okay, that's not what we're here for right now, though, is it? Oh yeah, so I don't know if I described this in another video or not, but that's the air holes. Those are perforated PVC pipes that go through different sides there. But yeah, this is going to be ready to sift tomorrow or today. Later on today, I think I'll do it. And that is the bin system. We'll see how it goes. It's going pretty good so far. The only problem I have with it is that the worms are being disturbed more than I think that they should. I'd rather disturb them as little as possible. Oh, but I do got a flow through here that I built the other day, or a while back, actually. It was for sale, but then I decided I better use one myself. I've already sold every one of these that I built. And I was finally like, okay, maybe I should keep one for myself and see how it actually works, because I have not actually tried it, oddly enough. So, there you go. So this is how I'm harvesting buckets. I got a light or a fan, or I should say or a fan, right there, because it gets really wet once you get down in there. The top of this bucket's dry, like I've been going on with about for a while now. I take this I got out the kitty litter box when I cut out the top of one. I'm looking for the lid I cut the top off of. Oh, right here. And I stuck a screen on top of there, but come to find out, that wasn't such a good idea. On a number of levels. First off, it's hard to attach the screen. I finally found an epoxy that would work, but I just don't trust it. Plus, it makes it weaker, the lid weaker. If you're going to be stacking bins on top of each other, that's kind of important. Anyway, alright, but anyway, I got a couple of these laying around. They're really useful for lots of things, just digging around in compost like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep grabbing a layer off at a time until I see worm. And there we go, hit worm. I figured I would pretty soon because I haven't actually put a light on this or anything. And there it is. You can see it sticking its little head up. Or it might be its tail, who knows. I can't really see which end it is from here. Anyway, what this motion is going to do is it's going to drive them down farther. They're going to want to get away from the vibration first off. So I try to make quite a ruckus up here to give them the signal to go down. What I'm thinking is after a while I'm going to have them train. I'm going to do this on a regular schedule, and hopefully they'll just be trained to go down on the certain day that I do it. Alright, so I think that's about all we're going to get with this one. Alright, so we grab a trowel, not a trowel, garden fork I guess? I don't know what the heck it's called. Anyway, this is very nice. You don't want to use a trowel. Please don't. You'll be cutting worms in half, and it's just not good. So, kind of break up the surface here. It's wet, it's mushy, so it needs to be broken up a bit for the light to penetrate, if we're doing the light. I've just been using a fan here recently. First off, it takes less electricity, and second off, this stuff needs to dry out anyway. A little bit. It doesn't have to dry out a lot. Definitely don't dry it out a lot. Just a little bit. Just enough to get those worms start going down. So alright, once you got it pretty broken up, you position the fan. I got this fan here. Works pretty good. I got actually a couple of fans. But it works good for just putting over the top. And you plug it in, turn it on, kind of wait for an hour or two, and come back. By the time you start seeing little dry spots is the time you want to come back and start doing this again. Alright, signing out. I wanted to add on to that last video that I see hopefully I figure out how to splice them together. But anyway, I see a fair amount of cocoons up on top here too. Oh look, there's another different kind of spider. And boy, this focus is not working very well at all, is it? Ah, there's a soil bug. Sow bug. So the spider's going after it. I also wanted to add that fly that I found, the dead one, was partially being eaten on. You could tell. I don't know if you could tell from the picture, but I could definitely tell when I looked at it closely that its wings were being chewed on. And I'm lucky that I got it, because I'm sure another day or so the whole body would have been eaten up and broke down. Wondering if we can find more life in here. I'm not really seeing it through the viewfinder, but oh, there's a cocoon, isn't it? No. Yeah, like I said, there's plenty of cocoons on top, which surprised me too, because it's so dry. I'm wondering how that happened. Alright. So I just got totally fascinated by the biodiversity here in bin number 4. It's the driest one, it seems, or well, driest on top. I haven't got to digging around in there, but yeah, without any bedding on top. But we got, I don't know if you can see it, but there is so many critters in here. We got mites, springtails by quite a quantity of springtails. There's sow bugs, sow bugs, whatever they're called, roly-polies. But I think that the difference is that roly-polies will go in a ball, while sow bugs don't curl up in a ball. And I can't get them to curl up in a ball, so I am assuming they're sow bugs. Also, a couple of beetles in here. Very interesting beetles. The other thing I found, oh, there's another one, is the larvae, hatched larvae, I should say, of these. Oh, there goes a little critter. Oh, it's not focusing again. What is wrong with this thing? Okay, anyway, there is the larvae of the fly that was buzzing around earlier, and I found a dead fly, so I guess I can get or let the one that I captured, I'll let it go. That's good. Clears my conscience. But anyway, so yeah, I have a ton of these larvae in my big bin. You wouldn't believe. And that actually happened. Think about that. Yeah, pretty sure it's before I before I put horse manure in there. It was very funky spot. They were eating the crap out of a bunch of kitchen waste that I put in there earlier. I figured that's what attracted them. It's a large quantity of goop. So I wonder what I'm in for when I dig in here. But I don't know if you can really see it. I hope so, but there are critters climbing all over the place in here. It is so fascinating watching them all do their thing. And I'm wondering if that's because it's so dry on top, which is odd because I would think that they like it wetter. But it is awfully dry. Oh, there's a bigger roly-poly. Let's see if we can get it to curl up. Nope, it's not going to. I am pretty sure that's what they mean when they say there's a difference between sow bugs and roly-polies. Because this dude seems a lot faster than roly-poly too, don't he? He's quite the speedy one. Where'd he go? Oh. Well, I'll go back down into the bin there. But yeah, he won't curl up in a ball at all. I've noticed a few of those. They came in on the horse manure. Huh. Very interesting. Oh, there's a spider. That's quite a beautiful spider, too. Oh, looks like he's got a web going on in there. I don't know if you can see it so well, but it's quite a pretty spider. Okay, figured that was pretty interesting. Okay, these bins were all started at the same time. I think 11, 17, 12. That's bin number 3, bin number 4, bin number 5. And if you notice, there's one of those little flies right there. Let's see if we can zoom in. It's not focusing very well, is it? Stupid camera. Alright, maybe if I hold it steady for a moment. That's not so bad. It's actually a very beautiful fly. I captured one earlier. I got it in a container. And we'll see what it does. I assume it's going to die, and then I'll be able to get a closer look at it without having to follow it around. Because they do seem to be very jumpy and start flying around all over the place. Alright, so this bin, let's get the scoop out of there. These two bins had a cloth cover on them. You can tell they're not quite as processed as this bin, which had a plastic cover on it and the wet newspaper on top. And so once we start digging around there a little more, we'll find out. But this bin looks like it's got better compost. Oh, there goes that fly up into the light. They really like lights, I guess. But you know, so far I haven't really seen any pupae. Is that plural? Pupae. I did see one earlier, but it looked like it was old, and so and obviously dead or hatched or whatever they do. Oh, now that fly's hiding down there under the bucket. Yes, he got tired of the light. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show the difference between these buckets. Oh, see a couple of, there's all kinds of life in there. See a couple of gnats. Roly-poly. There's a youngin'. Anyway, alright, so getting ready to harvest these. So this is bucket number 3. This is newspaper that's been soaked and then beat the crap out of with a cement mixer attached to the end of a drill. It is chock full of worms. Worms apparently love this stuff. Not to mention all the cocoons. You would not believe how many cocoons. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just right there. There's another one. Chock full of cocoons. I'm going to have to use this more often, I guess. And if you notice, I'm not sure if you can really see it so well, but the compost looks a lot different. It looks more, how shall we say, stringy? And I assume that's because they've been eating the newspaper. Oh, look, there's more cocoons. Good lord, there's like 5 down there. Wow. Exciting stuff. Oh yeah, and it's still pretty mushy. This is all very mushy. I didn't really squeeze it out, or wring it out, I should say. So. Alright, I have got to go back to bin number 3 for a minute. This is just chock full of worms and cocoons. You would not believe how many, let's see if I can, I mean, just skimming the surface, there's all, look at that, all kinds of worms, not to mention all the worms that I found in, oh, is it still attached? Okay. Not to mention all the worms that I found in the big medium. I wish I could remember what I put in this bucket. I know, obviously, shredded paper, and it's freaking sopping wet. You wouldn't believe how wet this stuff is. Oddly enough, I tried not to get it. Maybe that's part of it. So it's wet, sopping wet newspaper. Put newspaper on top even to keep it even wetter. But as I go down here, I can tell it's freaking soaked. And it's going to be a big wet mess on the bottom, I'm sure. But yeah, this shredded newspaper's awesome stuff. I think it's my new favorite bedding, obviously.